What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Ray.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Q.
And we are the Goddess Babes,
Welcome to the Goddess Babes Sip and Spill podcast.
where we deep sea dive into raw, unfiltered, heart to hearts between two best friends.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna get wet, y'all.
It's gonna get wet.
What's up, what's up, what's up, Goddess Gang? It's your girl Q.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Ray.
And today's spill is going to be, would you have a problem with your friends or spouse being friends with someone that you do not fuck with? Would that be an issue for you? So grab y'all's glasses.
And let's get wet. All right. So I will start this one because I always try to make Q go first.
Yeah, I need some thinking time on this one, y'all. I gotta think about it.
So I'm going to go ahead and take one for the team.
Go on the spill, girl.
So, no, I do not have an issue with it. Have I had issues with it in the past, though? Yes.
Is this the friendship or the...
It will be the person in question. So
Okay.
I've had a few different scenarios, and in general, my whole thing is always going to come back to, what role you play. Like I can't
Correct.
be upset about what that other person says about me or how they feel about me, but it's just what role do you play when it comes down to having conversations about me or my business or any of those things? Because for me, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who you're friends with, as long as you're not disrespecting me or
Correct.
disclosing my business, and you know what I mean. Like that's the only issue that I actually have.
Right.
I know a lot of other people are like, no, if I don't fuck with them, you don't fuck with them. But I feel like that's not the most mature thing, unless you know that friend and they're the type of person that, will talk about you behind your back,
Right.
or tell your business. And then, of course, you have to question that friendship then at that point, because it's no longer about
another
the person that
person.
you don't like or that doesn't
Right.
like you. Now it's about this particular person
Right.
that you're calling a friend. So, yeah, as long as I trust my friend, it doesn't bother me at all. But the issue is when they want to say something about me, or when my picture comes up on your feed or whatever, is it they feel comfortable talking shit about me to you?
Right.
Because to me, if you don't like somebody, or if I know they don't like you, I'm not going to sit and put them in your face all the time and talk about them, bring them up and all of that type of stuff out of respect for you
Your
as
feelings.
my friend and your feelings. Yeah. So
What about spouse?
you don't do it. Oh, I thought you were just going to
You
go on
want me to
friend
go
and
on
then
mine?
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I don't care. I mean, it doesn't bother me one way or another, to be perfectly honest. I agree 100% what you said, though, as far as it's just a respect thing. So as long as, like you said, you're not sitting up talking about me with this person, and as long as they don't feel comfortable talking about me to you, which means that you've let something happen in some way, shape, or form to where they know we don't fuck with each other, but you allow them to sit up and talk about me. Other than that, though, I don't see a problem with it. I've been in situations where I've had friends that have friends that I do not like, and my only thing is just oh yes,
you and you. I'm
yes,
sure that's not
yes,
you.
it is. But my thing is, you know what I'm saying. Only thing that I ask is try not to have us in the same space at the same time. And if there's a situation or an event like a celebration or something where we do need to be in the same space at the same time, I can act accordingly. I know how to act. I'll never cause a problem for you or anything like that. It just wouldn't be my first. Would that be my first preference or my first go-to? Absolutely not. But if it did happen, I would know how to act. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say there's really not that many people that I don't like or that I don't fuck with anymore.
Right.
But I had a situation with one of my friends where basically we had differences of opinions. Not me and this friend, but there was a group of friends, a group of us. And then so we had a falling out, me and these other friends, but it didn't affect me and my friends relationship. She was still friends. She would still go hang out. I just wouldn't. So we would never all be together. But after some time, she wasn't friends with these people, and then me and her were just friends together. And then they came back into her life, so we all had to be together. It was like a birthday. It was fine. It's the same thing. Like I can be cordial, and usually for me, if I don't fuck with you, I just don't fuck with you. But I don't have like an issue. We just not cool no more. So like, don't get it twisted. We can have conversations and stuff. It's gonna seem like old times. But no, I'm going to go back to my fortress
my stance still,
where I'm at. You will not be present. And that's just how it is. We ain't cool now, but I mean we're cool, but we ain't friends. Like but there's no beef. There's no animosity.
It ain't the tension or pressure like that's where we can't be in the same vicinity with each other. Absolutely. And I think it's just a part of being older. I mean, I think it's so kiddie to be like, I don't like her, so if you're my real friend, you can't like her too. Because like you said, you have to know your place and position. You know where you stand, or you should know at least. And if you don't know, then you take that up with your friend. But you should know enough to know about your friend and you guys' relationship to know that it is okay to have people outside of you, and you guys will still maintain the same type of friendship that you guys have. Like, and with you, you're way more friendly than me. You have like a whole bunch of friends. Yes. I have like 4 maybe. So
I thought you were going to keep counting down 3, 2.
Because I had to think about it. It could be 3. I don't know. I know it's a handful though. And you have a friend right now that we all used to be friends, and we're not all friends anymore. You guys are our friends,
right?
And we're going to be in the same environment, same place, same time, and I'm totally fine with it. Like I said, I don't care. Just like I asked you, she knows I'll be there, right? Okay, cool. We don't have a problem. And the person is not that type of person that would create a problem or situation either. Everybody should be able to be adult in the matter. We're not 5 years old, you know what I mean? So it happens. It happens. I've had friends that have a whole group of friends that I do not like, and I just make sure I stay away. And again, if we have to be together, okay, but if it's not a must, no, when you guys go hang out, you don't necessarily have to invite me. I'm good. I don't have to go.
So like, what about let me back up. Are there particular instances where you wouldn't care anymore about being okay with it, and you would be standing your ground? Like, I don't fuck with that person. Absolutely not. No way. No how. Like, are there things that person would have done to get you there? Or are you always going to still be like, well, that's your friend, regardless of what they did or how I feel? You know what I mean?
In the case of what they did to me or did to the mutual friend?
Either way. Like, whatever your reasoning would be for not liking somebody, is there a line that you have that you would draw that's like, okay, this I can't vibe with. If you're going to be fucking with that person, I can't fuck with you, type of thing? Or like choose?
A choosing situation. I don't think so. I can't think of one that would take place. I mean, I don't think I care enough, honestly. Because everybody is different. Just because we don't vibe and mesh doesn't mean everybody's relationships are different.
Absolutely.
And for me, my one and dones or shit that I don't rock with is okay for other people. My temperament.
Typically, yes.
Okay, because pause.
Typically.
Pause. My temperament and the way I work is just totally different. Yeah. So if there's not that like deep caring or like I really genuinely love and rock with you, if you do something to me, I'm totally fine with I don't ever have to deal with you again. I typically tend to give more chances to those that I really genuinely like love and rock with. So with that being said,
usually romantically.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
because there's something in it for her and this is the romance and the
yeah. But we're not talking about that. The point is,
aren't we though?
Telling my business. Telling my business.
I gotta catch up. I got hella shit to tell y'all because she be putting me on blast all the time. So
the point
I will be spilling more than the spill.
Whatever. The point is, I can't see a situation where I would say you have to choose between me and this other person, because I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep. And I'm not a person who likes to put people in fucked up situations like that. Like ultimately, I think that's a fucked up and selfish situation when all I have to do is stay away. If I'm that adamant about it, I just don't have to be around.
Right.
I just think it's fucked up. So yeah, I couldn't ever see a situation being so bothersome to me where I'm like, oh, you have to choose,
because you just couldn't be cordial with that person
and for me it doesn't. Cordial could be a smile. Cordial could be a hand wave. Now, do I have to sit and have like in-depth conversation with you? No, not really. Right. But if you say something to me, I will reply. I'm not going to just sit and completely
ignore you, or like sit and be staring at you from the other side of the room like, because this that bitch. Makes it. I can't believe she got her sitting here with us.
Because doesn't that make it awkward? And then you're fucking up the vibe. And
that's like you saying you okay with it, but you're obviously not, because you can't.
I'm giving you the death glare from across the room. Like, what the fuck they kicking about while I'm sitting over here?
Right.
Yeah. So I can't see it. I can't see it happening. And I know you ain't gonna ever be in that.
Absolutely not.
Your ass don't care enough.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Like, this is not, no. It's just not
I just
like
don't
that.
think it's that deep.
I don't give a shit.
I don't see anything to be that serious. Now, I've been in situations where the person is like, I told you that they weren't really,
Mm-hmm.
and then you end up finding out. Now you sit up here with the hurt face because you done found out what I
What you already had
said
said,
was
yeah.
already, so there's those situations. And even in that situation, I just be like, well,
I've never really been in that situation either.
I
Like, I've had
have.
people that felt one way about some person that I didn't feel or what have you, but no, because I let everybody feel the way that they fucking feel. I just let everybody
Right.
feel the way they feel, and I just know that most people aren't gonna feel the way I feel because I'm fucking weird. So shit, like,
This is a
it,
fact.
not a lot bothers me, but what does bother me don't really bother the next person, so I'm
Yes.
wrapped so differently that I don't run
You
into
are,
that.
because there are things that it's things that bother me for her. Like she's perfectly fine. She'll be
Shit, I didn't
perfectly
mean to do
fine,
that.
and I will be so bothered. And she's
Yeah, I
like,
don't care.
she forgets why she's mad
And
at people.
I forget why I'm
And I
mad all
just
the
be
time.
like, dude, you were mad because I'm gonna tell you why you were mad.
I
Like, you
forget
were
all the
mad
time.
because. So just the way she's built, yeah, it absolutely wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen for Ray at all whatsoever.
No.
But I just don't see it being that. I just don't see it being that deep. And I feel like if you're gonna find out you're gonna find out eventually.
You're gonna find
because
out, yeah.
And
it's better for you to find out the way it needs to happen for you, so that you don't feel like I pressured you into this, or that you made this decision based on someone else.
Subliminally put it in your head, and
yeah,
now you
like, you didn't really
no.
feel that way. So I don't want no resentment either. Well, I really would have been friends with that person still if you didn't make him uncomfortable, make me uncomfortable for having him around, even though I didn't. All I said was that I don't fuck with that person. I didn't say you couldn't. Correct. But some people, when they just feel like it's just their opinion, but their opinions are so strong, like they enforce their opinions so strongly on you that you just feel, I'd rather not even deal with you having to have a complaint about this, because you're gonna say like, well, such and such is gonna be there, because nobody wants to deal with that either. If they got that friend and it's like, well, are you inviting Blase Uze because I ain't gonna be able to come, or I'm gonna leave early, or because if you are friends with both of these people, you want them to be around each other because you want them together. Like if it's a birthday,
especially
or
if it's a
an
celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
and I ain't gonna tell you too many times. Like, you'll know where I stand on it, and that'll be that. And then I'm gonna let you see for yourself. And then when you see that I was right and that bitch wasn't shit, then you find out. Then you'll see. But I mean, I don't know. But then, okay, so what about this then? Because there are those times, and I've had this too. I don't fuck with these people or this person necessarily. You go hard for them, but every time Mad Day comes up, Mad Day is when you get to spilling everything. Yeah. When you get mad and you get upset with the person, you come back and you're telling me all this shit that they're doing. Okay, right? So you're telling me all this negative. You're telling me y'all done bumped heads, y'all done fell out. You're telling me all this shit, knowing how I already don't like the person. And then, some time goes by or whatever, and y'all back rocking with each other. Like, I guess it's almost like a nigga. Y'all back rocking with each other.
I was going to say, it's literally like a nigga. Like that, I was going to say that. Yeah.
But in cases like that, do you think that as the friend, like, I'm coming to you telling you X, Y, and Z is doing this, and you already don't like that person. So do you think it's putting you in a position to keep reiterating you don't like the person? Or are you capable of just listening without giving that extra commentary? Like, well, you know how to fuck that bitch anyway. Like, I said she wasn't shit. Or where do you feel like you should stand in that?
Well, I've been in that situation.
Okay.
Both friend-wise and nigga. Like, it's been both. Like, where they're complaining about the nigga. And I can see it from both sides, obviously, because we've been in a situation where you vent real quick and you don't say like just listen, but you really mean like just listen, like I'm gonna talk and nod, or like that part, right? Like I get it, if you agree, but if you don't, then just you being quiet right now, like you're just listening. But we don't always say that, so then people feel like it's okay to give you my opinion, like you must want advice, like oh, you need me, like you're upset, you're distraught. Let me help you. Like, let me let you know what you.
Let me help you realize
you're doing wrong. And let me tell you
what
you need. And so I think in those cases, it's kind of hard because you don't know. You just tread lightly. Do you want advice, or do you just want to vent and you're just talking because you're going to be right back with that nigga, or you going back to hang out with that bitch? You're just getting your frustrations out because even. So, sometimes you've tried to say it or express that to that person and they just didn't hear it or get it. And so you're just frustrated. You're just saying all this shit. And she might be just bitch, that hoe, this skanky slut. You might accidentally put a little business out there, tell too much. Whoa, she what? But you really just like upset, and you don't want to have me tell you like you need to leave that person alone. You just want me to listen to you because I hear you, you know, that type of thing. So it just depends. But I can do whatever you want. Like I can be either way, but I'm not gonna be as your yes man. Correct. Ever. So people know, don't go to me if you want me to tell you that you're right, because 9 times out of 10 I probably won't, especially when it comes down to you versus a nigga, because I'm generally gonna think more that way. Because she's a nigga. Like I'm generally gonna side there, depending on what it is.
Right. And that's why that's why I'm learning, because before I wouldn't. Before I felt like kind of what you said. If you gonna come tell me, it's open season. I'm gonna shoot it to you straight, no chaser. But now I'm starting to realize that it's not necessarily for my opinion, my thoughts, my whatever, that you're just telling me because you just needed to get it off to somebody, a different set of ears to listen to, and then you're going to make your own decision from there. Because sometimes you could say it in your head all day long, but you have to get it out, and you hear yourself saying it, and then you know how you want to move from there. So I'm learning now. I'm like, okay, so do you want advice or you want support? And that's what you want me to want advice exactly or you want support. So lately I've been leading in with that when people are coming to me. You let me know which way you want me to go with this, and then we'll go from there, because I don't want to overstep. And I'm just not that. I'm also not that person who's just gonna be like, well, just stop being friends with them, or just leave them. Exactly. Just stop, because we're different people. And my red flags and what are no-goes for me are not everybody else's same red flags and no-goes. Right. Other people's tolerance levels can be way different from mine.
And are. Okay. I'm just saying they are.
Okay. So with that being said, others are going to feel a lot differently than I am. So it's a process. It's something you're starting to learn.
Okay, but that brings me something else though, because
what
I'm also learning that lesson like legit as we speak. Sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up, and like at the same time, you also have given your opinion more than once. Usually that person already knows how you feel about this said person, whether it's a spouse or a friend. They know how you feel. So they know what they're going to get when they come in. And if they want to be mad about somebody, they know you're going to tag me in, partner. Right. That bitch ass nigga. Right. He got the motherfucking nerve with his little ass dick, or his da-da-da-da, or that bitch with her trifling ass. Like, I know, don't you remember when, you had to help her with this such and such with her kids and blah, blah, blah. And that bitch had the nerve to da-da-da. Anyway. And it goes there. When you want that, like, you know who to go to for certain things.
For the rah-rah or for the, okay.
Right. And so then we, as the person on the other end, got to remember, like, we don't have an alliance when it comes to that, because we're just that person of support usually, and because they already know our opinion. Right. And then you also get to the point where they're not going to tell you nothing else about certain things because they know your opinion already. So now I've learned, stop going to you with the bad shit. And then even when I give you the good shit, you still got the bad shit now. You're hanging on to the bad. Correct. So, it's something that we learn, and I think that's very important to find that balance. Because we were quick, because you want that support and you want people to help you through things, but then you have to remember that if you tell me too much negative shit, you can't get mad that I still am there and you're not. But at the same time, for me, because we've had this issue, I'm past it. Correct. You should be past this.
We have had that issue, and I was like, bitch, but I'm not.
And she won't be. And that is issue, because I'm always.
But with that case, though, I'm able to see the good, though. So I don't just harp on the bad. I'm totally able to see. I see the good when you. It's crazy, because in this situation,
sometimes I can be irrational.
We'll save that topic.
Only with men. I'm pretty rational with the same thing.
We'll save that spill for another time, Goddess Gang. But what I'm saying is, I am definitely that one that holds on to things on her behalf. But when she says things, I can also still be open-minded enough to see the good, or recognize something that's good, and even try and get her to understand or see the good, which is crazy because she sees the good in everything and everybody. But when she's on 10, when she's in her irrational state, the irrational state she gets in, there's like nothing good ever at all. And it's the end of the world. So that's the difference, though. Exactly. But that's the difference. At least I am able to see when they are, when the person is still doing something good or something right.
Yeah.
And some people can't do that. They don't have that ability to take away
once
from
you
it.
fuck up, you fucked up, and they don't see anything else. And there's a difference too, obviously, in someone who has done some fuck shit, and it was
Absolutely.
like, and then a person who continuously does fucked up shit. Like, so if you have a friend that is continuously just fucking shit up, and you're helping her out, bailing her out, any type of way, whether actually bailing her out of jail. Or, you know, just like getting her out of issue after issue, problem after problem. And I mean, at some point, we all have a breaking point. So, yeah, Absolutely. You do want to be like, should I have an intervention or something? Like, what are you going to do? Because this is detrimental.
Friendship.
Yeah, like this is not only affecting you anymore, it's also affecting me. Whether it's because I got to be the one to answer the phone at 3 a.m. I got to work at 6. But you got this problem, and now you need help because you was helping somebody else. And you know what I mean? That shit trickles. It's a trickle effect. And it affects more than just you when you have a problematic relationship.
Yes.
And you expect other people to embrace it or deal with it with you. That can be a lot. So, you know, draining. And then when it's a spouse, yeah, well, that can be difficult when you don't like your friend's spouse or your spouse's friends. Like, but this their best friend, and you done been through some shit. What you doing over there? You're giggling.
We got Goddess Gang. We got Captain G over here in the background, and we hit on a little certain spot of this conversation, and he just got to keying in the cut. Like,
you have experience?
What is
in this?
You over there laughing at?
Which one was it? The spouse's friend, or they don't like the spouse doesn't like your friend, or which one?
I was just listening. Honestly, I was just listening.
Oh, he was just listening.
Nothing pertains to me specific. I don't have any of. Like my wife's friends that I just don't like.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
You know, I mean, I might particularly think that they're not good friends, but I don't know them well enough to be like, I don't like that.
Okay. And have you had it be opposite, whether it was this wife or like a girlfriend or anything like that, where they just couldn't stand somebody important in your life?
Yeah,
really doesn't have. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
yes, he has.
I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a good reason or just no reason?
No reason.
That they're female friends.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of having that experience. So I'm assuming that was you.
I have a bunch of nigga friends, though. I'm not going to lie. That might be a double standard. It might be whatever, but I wouldn't want to.
Well, it definitely is if you would be okay with yourself having female friends. That would be
what's
standard.
A bunch? Because what do we mean by a bunch? Like just a few male friends? What you mean by a bunch?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like,
because you have a lot of female friends. You have a lot of female friends.
Not really, though.
Not anymore? Because you did before. You've always had a lot of female friends.
Chris, and that's pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. So just okay. And we like one friend at this point. We like merged into one. So.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, okay, so then that leads us right on into it then. So spouses, if you had a spouse, do you feel like if you did not fuck with one of your spouse's friends, do you think that they should stop being friends with them?
No.
Or how does that go?
I need you to make your own decisions. Like I need you to do things because you see it and understand it and feel like. So for me, I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to be honest, and I would hope that because we're spouses, you trust me in my opinions and my thoughts judgment. And in my judgment. Yeah. So, but I don't want you to make a decision because I said it, whether I'm a great read on people or not. I still want you to see. I don't want you to get hurt, but I want you to see it for yourself. That way you don't have to resent me later on in life when
or feel like I made you.
Yeah, because especially a lot of times it's toxic that someone else recognizes. It's toxicity. Right. And they can't see that because it's been years of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're accustomed to how the relationship is one-sided or whatever. And you may bring it up and they may be like, well, yeah, that is kind of, but that's just how such and such is. That's just, he's always been like this my whole life. Like that's my boy. Like, yeah, so no, you just say your little piece.
Right. But
you got to come to that.
The realization on your own.
Yeah, like you got to do that on your own. And so if it's gonna take you a minute, put a little tink. I'm your little spouse, so I guess I gotta
rock with you through your little slow stage
and not say I told, because nobody wants to hear I told you so anyway. Because one, bitch, I remember when you said it. Like we know, I know you remember. I remember. We were all there, but again, listening sooner wouldn't have been my lesson. It would have been me doing what you said.
Right.
And so everybody has to get there on their own so that they can have that acceptance of it and be like, this did happen. That's true. It wasn't just because they said it and I took their word for it.
Right.
Because this person, you have to feel that wrong and that hurt that people feel for you sometimes. Or maybe you sometimes you never will. But that's the only way you're going to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So, and then if it was like my spouse didn't like one of my friends, I'm going to care, obviously, to a certain extent. Yeah. Like, I'll hear you out. Why is there a problem? Like what does she do, or what don't you like? Is it the energy? Is it things that happened in the past that you're just not over yet? Like, what is the reason? And then I'm gonna be respectful to both people, which means I'm not gonna talk to you about her and her business, because you're gonna always say, well, she was a hoe, or she was you know what I mean? And that's another thing you gotta be careful, like not only careful about telling your friends stuff about your partner, but like telling your partner stuff about your friends, because when you go too far, now they know too much. Now they know she's a hoe and she fuck everything in sight. Now he wanna, anytime he get upset or she says something about him that he don't like, yeah, exactly, now she's a hoe, and like everything, and now she got to come over and be uncomfortable, because sometimes niggas is gonna be rude to you right in your face. You at my house, like, bitch, you over here at my shit.
With your hoe ass.
Correct. I ain't got no niggas today. You gonna be all right, Sandra? Right. Ain't no dick here but mine. Like, you know you ain't
getting that bitch,
right? So it can be tricky, but I would say, like, I would never just cut somebody off just because
based off of your spouse.
Yes, or vice versa. Like, you gotta meet me halfway. You gotta explain to me, tell me what's going on. Is there something that we can do to fix this, or to at least make it to where y'all can be cordial with one another? You don't have to be friends. I won't put you in
at least positions
to be together all the time. But if it's a time, can we have it and it not be a problem whether drinks is involved or not? Because liquid courage.
Correct.
Like, are you gonna be able to be peaceful and okay around my spouse, even though you guys had issues in the past, or around my friend, even though you guys have had issues
got a little beef?
So,
well,
yeah,
I agree. Because I've been thinking, a part of me, because
she been thinking.
I have. So a part of me is like, with spouse wise, I'm like, fuck that. If I don't like her, you don't like her.
I know you,
but
I know you would
part
feel
of
that way.
Me, but another part of me, I've been in where I know I can just tell that they are no good. Like, it's just, this is stupid. Why are you even like, this doesn't make any sense. And I said what I gotta say, and you gonna do what you will with it. But you gonna see eventually. And you have, every time I was correct. Now, do I throw it in your face? Absolutely not. And you're gonna come back and tell me, because you would hope as spouses you guys have that open line of communication. So you're gonna come back and tell me. And when I was told, it was just like, my thing is more like how you feel about it, because you were really invested in it. I wasn't invested. I didn't like the bitch from jump, or I didn't like that nigga from jump, and I told you I didn't. So how invested? My question was always how do you feel about it? How are your feelings? Because you were the one that was invested in it.
You went through it.
You were in it. So
for sure.
How do you feel about it? Now, am I glad that it ended? Absolutely. But I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you I'm glad your little friendship ended.
Let me mourn. Let me mourn the friendship.
I ain't gonna tell you I'm happy, but I'll listen and play my role as a spouse. And I've been in a situation where my partner did not like one of my friends. But because my partner is totally different from myself, I literally had to hear it all the time. All the time. Shit. And it was just like, she's a hoe. And I had to learn, because I was that person.
Oh shit.
That I feel like there are limits to what you tell your spouse.
Right.
Of course there are limits.
Right.
But if it's just like little basic, like, babe, you would never believe what Lisa did today.
Oh, God.
Like,
you told Lisa's business.
A little snippet. I would tell little snippets of things.
It must have been
never
just
the
whole
thing
of the snippets is what you
No, it wouldn't even just be the whole stuff. It would just be
just
like I cannot believe Lisa's still like going back and forth. I don't know why she would ask me. She knows what I'm gonna say, but it would be just that. I wouldn't give detail. It would just be like, why is she still? She's
and spouse held it.
Yes, and so it would. Girl held on to it like, cling on, and so I would always have to hear like. I'm going with Lisa.
So you gonna be fucking on niggas too,
like,
or like you gonna be
and then in turn, because I'm me.
Oh God,
Goddess gang, because I am me. I have to say, well, I didn't say shit when you were still hanging with that nigga. And that nigga was,
now we both had shit.
It would be.
So we both had a problem with
it would be
friends.
yes.
Okay. That had to
but
be
my thing was, I didn't try and tell you or dictate
Right.
to you how to maneuver through your situation and your friendship. I let you find out on your own, and sure enough, you did. Now I know what I know, Elise. I don't need you to tell me. I know what the
especially
deal
not
is.
every time.
I don't need you to
comes
say
up.
something or feel like, oh well, what's this and what you know. I don't need all of that. I know what I know. What I know. Again, like I said, when I really am friends with you and really care and love you, it's a little harder to just walk away or be like, as opposed to
right.
You know. So yes, I'm aware. I'm aware of what Lisa has going on. I'm aware of what she's working with. However, I don't need you to tell me shit every time because I didn't tell you nothing.
Right.
Okay, when you was doing yours.
Part.
That's my only thing. I feel like that knife cuts both ways.
It does.
You know what I mean? So I'm not going to try and dictate to you. You will know that I don't like them. And again, I will celebrate when your friendship ends because I didn't like them.
What
but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going
to
have an internal whole dance in my head.
So I don't feel like you should celebrate. Unless it was very, very toxic and that person was hurt a lot. Then I can see the celebration, I guess. But like, and also, it's a proud moment when they realize something on their own, even though not if they got hurt to, recognize it, but.
Especially after I already told you, and you was just like going.
Yeah, that's not the important part.
That is the important part because you're trying to go. You trying to go to bat. You trying to go to a war. Damn near behind this person.
I think that's okay,
and that is fine. But then when I'm right, motherfucker.
Okay.
So
that's rude.
Again an internal dance in my head. Internal dance. Okay, that's what I'll be doing. I don't have to voice goody.
That internal dance sounds a lot less like a two-step and a shoulder bounce and more like a George Jefferson.
It is.
Yeah. So
it is.
Yeah, it sounds more like a get down.
And
the legs is moving and grooving.
And it is. But I just would not expect. Ultimately, I'm not going to tell you who your friend. You're grown as fuck and you'll see what you see when you see it. And if you don't,
some people just don't.
And if you don't,
okay. And some people are okay with that. And like I said, it's because just like in a relationship, you're like, well, it's been this many years. Like, I'm invested.
Correct.
I don't want to just walk away from this 7-year, 10-year relationship, friendship, whatever that
I know.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to say 7. This just came out. God. 4 year shit. Now don't hit this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But seriously though, like when you feel like you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into something.
Literally tears. But go ahead.
Like when you feel like you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something, it is hard to walk away. Whether you know you're supposed to or not.
Absolutely.
It's hard. And then you feel like, well, this is a different spill, but then you feel like I'm definitely not trying to fucking warm up the slot machine so the next nigga can hit the jackpot or next bitch can hit the jackpot. Like I didn't know all this damn work. You want to see the fruits of your damn labor. Can I get a amen?
Girl, amen.
Like
hallelujah.
But
literally that is where I'm at right now in my life. I cannot
want to
believe
see this shit happen. Like I want to see
that
you grow.
I helped you get to this point.
Yeah, like I want to see what it would have been like
the nerve and audacity
to get you shaking your head and saying no. He's saying no.
Captain G is back here shaking his head saying no.
Given time that I need to, I walk away.
A nigga.
Well,
Deuces.
yeah.
Well,
doesn't mean he never has regrets. Do you never have regrets?
Of course, everybody has regrets.
Okay, well, not everybody, because everybody don't just walk away from people like that. Sometimes those regrets come from moving too fast. Sometimes those regrets come from not moving fast enough. Yes. So I do get it though, but I think the opposite for me is I would always rather regret not doing something than to do it. That's usually how I work. Like it's the what the fuck didn't I do? Oh shit! Why didn't I try that?
Did I do all I could? Did I not? Right.
For me, yeah. So I would be more on the opposite. I try to I'll hold on because if it's not actually physically or mentally hurting me or emotionally, I can stick around for a little bit more, like to see if you can change or not. I have a certain compartmentalized, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Now I know where maybe I gotta back up a little bit and back up further and further. Mm-hmm. But I still want to watch from afar. Like I want to see.
I want to see what you're gonna do.
What you gonna do? Right. Yeah. And at some point, you know, I'll be okay, and it'll be done. We won't be friends anymore or whatever. But in the meantime, between time, I want to kind of see.
I want to see how you
want to see what you're doing. So we
yeah.
still kind of cool. Like we all right. I don't trust you, or we don't vibe like we used to vibe. But I'm still gonna be along for the ride for a minute, unless you really do some fucked up shit continuously, and then I just gotta I have to separate myself. But yeah, sometimes you just want to see the fruits of your labor. Shit, let that shit come up out the ground and blossom. But you know them times when it just shrivel right on up and die like a little, then you be like, oh shit, well. No matter how much water I gave you and sun, it just wasn't meant. It
just wasn't meant for you to grow. It just wasn't meant for you to grow.
Nope. And that happens. Like motherfuckers just don't learn.
It's true.
Sometimes
it is true. But But shoot, you done gave a whole.
I know that's a whole nother thing.
I was about to say we could have had that spill.
Well, shit.
For the next episode,
it still came. That was only a couple minutes. We can still go up into that.
You want to roll this back a little bit? We gonna run it back a little bit in the next spill because I
know. We haven't even gotten into our relationship. I mean, we touched on friendships and relationships. We've been going back and forth with those because a lot of those things kind of tie into one another.
A little bit. They correlate a little bit.
They do. But that's kind of also why I was talking about the friends with the ex. Like again, all this shit do tie in because depending on how that relationship goes or what you want to see still happen. If you are friends, sometimes you do have to see them being better with somebody. Or even if you're not actually friends, but you're friends on like socials. Like if you're friends on socials, you see that, or you just see them out and about holding hands and doing shit. Like you see shit. Fast. You know, but that happens. That's real life, especially in today's real life because we have social media. Whereas back in the day, you may not have ever had to run into this nigga and his new bitch, or his, this person and their new person,
or know anything about them dealing with somebody.
But now it's like thrown up in your face when them glowed up and finally did the shit that niggas on vacations and shit and buying jewelry and rings and all my gifts.
They vacationing, out here vacationing and shit on balconies.
Giving me none of that shit and whatever. So sometimes that shit's thrown in your face and you do see it, and then that just makes it even worse because it's like all that time I was trying to wait and let you go ahead and grow up and do your own thing and become the person that I wanted you to be. But that's another spill because that's us trying to have somebody be somebody we want them to be.
Somebody you want them to be.
Accepting them for who the fuck they are. So anyway,
and it's
good
just
shit because
it's another spill in general because sometimes they just ain't meant to be that person with you.
Right.
You just didn't bring it out of them. To be somebody with somebody else brought it out of them, and they may have brought it out of them way quicker than the 7 fucking years that you put in.
And it's not. We get offended by that and upset, but it ain't us. It's them. It's their growth. It's their lessons. And that person that they're with now, you don't know what that person that they with. How many motherfuckers they done tried to groom up before they finally got somebody that was ready, that somebody else had to get ready for them. It's a fucking cycle. It's a vicious cycle out here, and we ain't the only ones that's playing these games. You know what I'm saying? These people go from person to person and then they get to us. So they've already been through whatever lessons and then we sending them out to the next person for the next lessons, And it's the same with us. We learning our lessons. So you ain't going to be the same person in the next unless you're just a fuck ass person. You ain't going to go do exactly the same shit you just did that didn't work.
Yeah.
Or in this
knowing that shit didn't work for you the last time.
Yeah, like
correct.
You got to change that shit up too according to the person that you're dealing with.
Because that's called insanity.
It is.
If you continue to do things, yes.
What is it? Doing the same thing,
doing the same thing.
Results?
Yes.
Yeah, that's insanity. It is.
So
that
Captain G is over here laughing at us, but that is what that definition literally is.
Don't go from relationship to relationship, friendship to friendship, doing the same exact shit.
And expect a different outcome or result.
Results, nigga. Yes, you sound dumb.
Ooh, that's a word.
A side chick in this marriage. The first marriage didn't.
I don't think we want.
So what we're gonna do is
in on that. Y'all didn't hear him. Thankfully, he don't have a mic. He is not mic'd up. We know what we're doing with this. We just tell y'all what he be saying.
But I will not repeat this part of the conversation.
We're gonna wrap this up,
right?
Because that's what that means.
Cue the roundup. We are wrapping that one up.
Yeah, having said that,
stay tuned for the next spill. The next spill, we might be able to dive a little deeper into what we're talking about right now. We need to dive a little deeper into this, possibly.
As far as get motherfuckers ready to be in the new relationship?
Were you just that person that was just the person to get them ready to move on?
You was the what'd you say? People come into your life for
season or a reason.
Yeah. So you want to be a reason.
Reason, or a lifetime.
And that means lessons. So what you learning? Are you going to continuously learn with this person, or are you going to learn this and now you got to move on and go learn some new shit with somebody else? Absolutely.
I mean, we can talk about it. That could be our next.
We can talk about it.
We can talk about it a little bit.
I feel like the friendships and the relationships and there's just so much.
There's a lot that plays into it.
But yeah, we can get into that. Well, we've done,
because I think we're gonna be rounding up friendships and relationships series a little bit. We need to we're gonna be hopping into our next series of themes coming up,
which is probably gonna be like right into like relationships. Because if we go to this next one, I feel like we'll probably just get up on that train and do relationship shit for y'all. Y'all gonna like that too.
And we gonna incorporate some sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Hey.
We're gonna get that popping for y'all. We're gonna get it popping for y'all. Y'all gotta stay tuned. It's gonna get juicier as we go.
Ooh, juicy.
It's gonna
yeah. Cheers to that. We sipping. I don't know what y'all sipping.
What y'all sipping on tonight? Tell us what y'all sipping on. So we stay tuned. Enjoy the ride with us. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, Ray, let them know where they could talk to us at.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We are The Goddess Babes. And stay tuned for our YouTube channel coming out.
Gang.
We'll hit you with that info soon. But if you have any, like she said, questions, comments, concerns, you want some topics addressed, you just want to say, hey, let us know what your feedback, you can email us at rayandq@thegoddessbabes.com.
Yes.
Stay wet.